lies, fraud, manipulation, racism. But is there another side to the story? These YouTubers aren't just content creators, they're also people. They're brothers, sisters, wives, husbands. They have friends, family, colleagues, pets. But today, I will reveal a side of these creators you've never seen before. Who they are as Minecraft seeds. That's right. And we'll rank these seeds from version 1.7.3, 1.8, and 1.19 to see which worlds are the best. Gargamel reference. Okay, first off is Jenna Marbles. I really like this one. A really nice shoreline that's just super long and cool mountains in the background. Nice huge lake. Islands kind of suck. There's not a lot going on there, but at least half of what's going on here I really like. I'm going to rank Jenna Marbles A tier. Very nice. Would love to build my base there. Next we have Leafy is here. We have a sort of wide open bay area kind of thing. Just pretty empty for the most part. It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of interesting features. I do like the shape of the hills in general, especially going back to this nearby forest. Does make me kind of wonder what's over the hill. But I don't think I'd want to build my base right here. I'm going to give Leafy's here D tier. Okay, next we got magicofraha. I hope I'm saying that right. Very mountainous here. Lots of big trees. Just a lot of mountains. Not a bad place. It's kind of cozy. It's not the best though. I'm going to rank magicofraha as B tier. Wait, B tier? Is that too high? I just love it. I just love this generation style. So, B tier it is. Alright, next up is tobuscus. I like the random little bits of snow sort of interspersed. Feels a little random. I guess all the generation is random, but there's not really a specific feeling I get from this location. You got a super tall, just sheer edge here. Cool floating blocks, love that. I think it'd be all right to build a base here, but I don't know, I might just walk somewhere else. I'm going to rank tobuscus C tier. Next up, we have Sky Does Minecraft. Really neat floating island. Awesome mountains there. And I love that lava pouring down the middle. Kind of looks like that teacher guy from Kung Fu Panda. Is his name Master Wu, or am I just being racist? We have some sort of cheesy mountains. Lots of holes and crags and crannies. It's almost kind of like we're in a valley here. It's quite cozy. It's just super picturesque. Great spot to build a base. I'm gonna put Sky Does Minecraft in S tier. Next we have Onision. So a lot of just open, empty area with the addition of some big hills. The desert is pretty boring. The forest at least has some shape to it. And then these mountains aren't really that impressive either. Yeah, I don't really care for this one. I'm going to rank Onision D tier. Next we have PewDiePie. The scale of the mountains is impressive, but I just don't think I'd want to build a base near them or on them, because they just sort of look like big balls. And a lot of places just sort of feel barren. I'm gonna give PewDiePie C tier. Gus Tunes. So this is just a big flat swamp and then a big flat desert next to it and a bunch of water. There's not really any memorable features. I suppose there's a cool river. That's kind of being generous. I do have a soft spot for swamps, so that gives it some points, but it really could use more going on here. I'm going to put Gus Tunes in D tier. Next we have jamescharle. We have a big expansive forest here. The forest is kind of flat. There's not really any sort of shape to it. I like these big rock things sticking out of the water, kind of cool. But these weird lumpy mountains are so barren, and somehow it always just feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to put jamescharle in D tier. Next, we have shanedawsont TV. We got a big pine forest here with some honestly pretty nice mountains, a big waterfall as well. There's a sense of variety, and there's different areas within these mountains. There's some cool overhangs. There's like a lower area with a bunch of overhangs too. This is a more interesting area. I could see a base being built here or a number of bases, and it just has a vibe to it that I can appreciate. I get a feeling from this area that makes me want to stay here. I'm going to rank shanedawsont TV A tier. Next, we got callmecarso. Forgive the pun, but this seed is pretty plain. I do like that beach over there with the lava pool. It's kind of an interesting feature. Obviously, we have a village. Nothing to write home about, exactly. This forest is really not interesting. There's not much to it. You got a mega taiga over there that's kind of adding a little bit of ambiance, but there's not really a feeling like if I was walking through the world, I would stop here and be like, oh, I gotta stop here. This is such a cool area. It's inoffensive, but I want to be captivated. I'm going to give callmecarso D tier. Next we have Dream. This one is pretty standard. Just some forests and hills. I like that there's a swamp sort of tucked in here, and the waterfall is pretty as well. There's a good amount of overhangs and a variety of different altitudes. It's not super captivating, but it's got a variety of different areas, and I think there'd be certainly somewhere to put a base here. So I like this one. I'm going to give Dream B tier. We have EDP 445. So we got a jungle here. Jungly jungle. But this is kind of an interesting jungle. I like that there's a little jungle island right where you spawn. And there's some mountains going off into the distance. I do like the wavy, weird island over there made of stone. And there is some sense of adventure, and it feels a little thematic. This feels like a wild place where you'd find many critters. I'm going to rank EDP 445 C tier. Next we have the official Logan Paul. We got a snowy seed here. Pretty empty. I like the sparse pine trees sort of going across the snowy plains, but it's lacking in features for the most part. The ice spikes is just not even that interesting, honestly. It looks like any ice spikes biome you'd see. I do like the random swamp biome, just sort of right next to the ice spikes biome. I like that weird little contrast, but ultimately, just the shape of the land here, it's just not a place where you'd really want to go for the scenery. You could build a base here. There's lots of nice flat land, but I don't know why you would. I'm going to put the official Logan Paul in D tier. Next, we have Jake Paul Productions. We have a Badlands seed. Or is this Mesa? Anyway, it's a neat biome. And they've definitely gotten a glow up in 1.19. I really like the variety of different areas here. You have these spiky peaks and these big flat plateaus. A cool lava pool as well, and a big cave. And that pillager outpost is just in a really neat spot. I feel like you could turn this area into a whole like Wild West town with all these different areas. There's a lot of different areas, each with their own feeling, and despite the fact they're all mostly the same blocks, there's a lot of variety. I like this big valley sort of area right next to these spiky peaks, and the river that's running through. It definitely makes me feel something, and that's, I think, what matters at the end of the day. I would put a base here. I'm going to put Jake Paul Productions in A tier. So here's our final ranking, and then here's them color-coded by version. As you can see, 1.7.3 clearly has the best world generation. And Sky Does Minecraft is the best cancel creator seed. And he's back. Burn the video! Burn it!